You like that?
Yeah, we are live in Best Chicago Wholesale Deals live Facebook group. We're gonna today talking about why creative real estate investing is the best business to get started and how you can get started today, right now. So we're gonna get started in a minute here. So my goal in these weekly trainings is to help you guys close deals in hopes in return that eventually you'll partner with us and close a deal with us in the future. If you're in Best Chicago Wholesale Deals Live Facebook group, there's over 170 now plus free trainings. So any question you have, you go into the Facebook group, you just search maybe the question you have. I probably already made a video on that. So go to Best Chicago Wholesale Deals Live, join the group, and then go to the search feature, and you can pretty much find all your questions there. And you can see the most recent replays in the featured section of the group. So we're gonna start here. If you're a looking for deals, Chicago area, go to best Chicago Whole bestchicagoWholesaleDeal.com/buyer, join our buyers list. If maybe you have an investment property, you need a buyer, you can send it to us. We're buying and we also wholesale a lot of properties. We do other tons of creative strategies that we're going to talk about today as well. And and maybe a different strategy works for you that we can help you sell your property or help you move that property that you have under contract. So we're talking about creative real estate investing, and when I talk about creative real estate investing, why it's the best business to get started, we're going to go over the pros and the cons, and then we're going to go over exactly what I'm talking about as far as what do we do exactly in creative real estate investing. So the pros of creative real estate investing is there's no cash needed. You don't need cash. You don't need to get into debt or get your credit checked. You don't need experience. There's a limited how it's unlimited amount how many deals you can do if you don't have to use your own cash or get into any debt. Like today we looked at a Airbnb that the potential on that would probably will probably make anywhere from 800 to maybe 800 to $1,000 a month in cash flow, and that would be no cash needed, no getting into debt, no getting our credit checked. So that's what I'm referring to as far as creative real estate investing. And that's what you want to do is you want to get into a business where it's unlimited. The potential is unlimited to how many deals you can do. If you're, looking to get into landlording and getting mortgages on your name, there's a cap, right? Like when I started real estate investing, I could only get like 10 mortgages on my name, and all of a sudden that they wouldn't give me any mortgage anymore. I had to go and find commercial or private money to now buy properties, right? So I'm limited to how much debt I can get into personally. Same thing with cash. No matter how much cash you have $10 million in the bank and you're buying properties, eventually you're going to run out of cash. So you need to learn how to do creative strategies eventually where you don't need cash or credit so that you can do a limited amount of deals in the future, right? There's no experience required. You don't need to get any experience at all. I have people that we've coached, they're brand new, never done a deal, and they're closing their first deal, their second deal, their third deal, fourth deal, fifth deal, and they never done a deal before. So there is absolutely no experience required to get into creative real estate investing. So the strategies that we do wholesaling, which is basically we get a deal under contract and we either double close it, use our funds, close it and resell it, or we assign the contract for a fee. So if you guys ever bought a property before, you get it under contract, and during the that time frame, you have an inspection period. You have 30 days to close usually, or maybe even longer, 6 weeks to close. So if someone came along as was willing to pay $20,000 for your contract, you can assign that contract for that $20,000. So if you ever bought a house before, during that inspection period before you close, you could have sold that contract, right? So that's what wholesaling is, like assigning contracts or even double closing. Other strategy we do are rent to own, where we stay in the middle. Owner financing is very similar, where you stay in the middle of the deal. The reason you would stay in the middle of the deal is because there's equity and cash flow. For example, we did a deal recently where it was we basically got it under rent to own. We turned around, we listed it because there was like 30 grand of equity right away, and then we also turned it into an Airbnb. So while it was listed for sale, it was cash flowing. So rent to own owner financing are like you own the property if you stay in the middle of it because there's equity and there's cash flow. Whereas a wholesale rent to own or a wholesale owner finance deal is when you're just assigning that for a down payment. So you can actually assign a rent to own, you can assign it similar to wholesaling. And that's what we do is we assign rent to owns or assign owner finance deals where we just collect the down payment. So sometimes the owner wants 5,000 down, and then we're trying to find someone that's willing to pay, 15,000 down. So there's like a 10 grand spread in the down payment, right? And the thing that I think is very popular now, and unfortunately they call it novations or straight options where you can basically wholesale retail deals. Um, and I think that's what is saturating the market with other wholesalers. They're getting deals way too high under contract and the prices don't work at all. So they're messing it up for a lot of rehabbers and flippers because the price is too high. But straight options and novations are basically it doesn't work for a wholesale offer. We basically need to find a retail buyer for the owner. So the owner comes in, we give them a cash offer 100,000. Maybe they owe 150, 160. It doesn't work. So maybe the property as is value is, 170, 180. So we get the property under contract for 160, and then we add our fee on top of that. And we're able to list novations or straight option deals across the country, anywhere we have listings in St. Louis and Illinois, of course, we're licensed there, Florida, Wisconsin, Indiana, we have listings on the market now. Like we have like 20, I think 24 listings on the market. And at any time, one of those properties are going to sell, right? And that's the name of this game, like wholesaling, doing straight options, like get deals under contract, control the deal. You don't necessarily have to own the deal. You control the deal. And if you have a lot of deals that you control under contract, eventually, you're going to see a consistent amount of closings happening. It's like, Airbnb, Amazon, Uber, Lyft. They all control the cars, they control the houses, they can Amazon controls the merchandise, but they don't own any of that stuff, right? But they're making billions and billions of dollars, right? So it's similar here is like wholesaling, you don't own it, you control it. Rent to own, owner financing, you do own it, but we prefer rent to own because it's not getting into debt. Rent to own or wholesale rent to own, you don't own it, but you control it, right? And then straight option, the same thing. You don't own the property, you're just controlling it. And then the next one is Airbnb management. Or some of my students are doing a lot of rental arbitrage. Um, Airbnb management is like where for example, we approach an owner and say, hey, do you want to earn more? Potentially earn 20% to 50% more on your rental property. And we manage everything from A to Z. And basically, if they agree, we usually have agreements like where we get 25%, upwards to 30% of total revenue, and we just manage it for the owner, the Airbnb. And we have Airbnbs now where we're making 1,000, 2,000 a month, and we're just managing the property, right? And the other way around it, other way to do that is you can do a rent to own, turn around Airbnb it, or you can do like normal rental, turn around an Airbnb. I don't do normal rentals, turn around Airbnb. It's either going to be for me personally, it's going to be a rent to own where I have equity and I have ownership interest in it and Airbnb, or I just manage it and I get a percentage of the revenue, right? And then what we're doing now is we have partnership with a hedge fund and a contracting company where they're the ones that are we send them the deal. If the deal is good, they will close on it, fund it, rehab it, and then they will have an agreement with us where we get 50% of the rehab, the flip of the equity, and that's through doing a lot of volume with them. Like I have this hedge fund that I was like I think I did about 100 plus hard money loans with this hedge fund, and they're like, hey, um, uh, if you can bring deals, we can form a partnership. So they have a lot of money on the table and not enough deals. So they're looking for deals to close on, right? And then we also have a contracting company as well that can do rehab for owners, and we can turn around and get get a higher and get equity percentage of that as well. So partnership model with hedge funds is great. Like especially if you're new, like that's something that everyone should do. Like, hey, if just find a someone that is closing deals, a lot of deals, and find out what they're looking for, and just partner with them and find them deals and send them deals to close on. And that's what we're doing with partnering with our hedge fund buyer, right? So uh basically they just have to get a certain formula. If the numbers work, they're going to close on it and do the rehab, do the fix and flip, and we get a percentage of that of the fix and flip. So creative real estate investing is great because you can help any seller no matter what situation they're in. So if you look at all these strategies, wholesaling, you need a lot of equity, right? Like that's maybe 1 in 40, 1 in 50 deals would be a wholesale deal. Rent to own owner financing, you don't need if you're going to stay in the middle, you should have some equity in there. But a wholesale rent to own or wholesale owner financing, you don't really need any equity at all in those type of deals. Straight options, you need a little bit of equity. I would say, 20 grand, 15 grand at least in equity. And then Airbnb management, you don't need any equity in that. So it's like if you're just doing wholesaling, you're just doing, maybe you're a realtor just doing listings, you're missing out a lot of money. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. Like just this month, between our Airbnbs, we had about 47,000. I mean, last month we have 47,000 in Airbnb revenue from rent to owns, from Airbnb management deals. So you're missing out on a ton of money if you're not learning different strategies. I always say is if you are just doing transactional deals like wholesaling, you get paid once, you get paid your 5, 10 grand, and that's it. You got to work again for the same 5, 10 grand. Um, at the same time, while you're getting those deals, you should be also picking up Airbnbs, picking up rent to owns that are cash flowing, right? So hopefully 12 months from now, you picked up 10, 12 cash flowing properties, and now you're making 5, 6 grand a month just from cash flow. And now you don't even need to worry about closing a wholesale deal anymore or a listing anymore. You're not stressed and worried about closing that deal anymore because you have the cash flow coming in, right? And that's the point. That's where you want to be. That's real financial freedom is you have the cash flow coming in, and you don't need to hustle for the next deal. You can go on vacation this month or for the next couple months because you're good because you have what you created before, right? So what's great about creative real estate investing is you can help any seller in any situation, no matter what situation they're in. So I've even done a deal where they were upside down by like $100,000. The property was 100 upside down. It was a 3 unit in Chicago, and he agreed to a 8 year. It was a 7 year agreement on rent to own, and and I mean we cash flow that like easy, like over 3 grand a month profit every single month, and on top of that we did eventually sold it and got rid of it. But after it was about year 4.5, it went back up where there was a little bit of equity. There was like maybe 20, 30 grand of equity where the 100 grand uh upside down flipped, right? So you can do rent to owns, owner financing, Airbnbs on deals that are even upside down if there's cash flow. Like if you're making 3 grand a month, cash flow is like who cares if it's 100 grand upside down, right? It doesn't really matter. Downsides to creative real estate investing is I think the main thing is like not too many people know about it, right? Like owners are not educated on it. So you kind of got to explain how it works, like how owner finance, how rent to own works, how Airbnb works. It's not easy. It does take time, energy, effort. You need to make at least, I would say, 30 direct to owner offers, not realtors, not MLS listed properties, but actual direct to homeowner offers. You have, and I would say that's going to take maybe 30 hours. Like it depends on you, right? Like some people are slow. It may take them 1 hour per offer. It may take them 2 hours per offer. So they may take 30 hours to 60 hours of hard work just to do one deal, right? And this business is a roller coaster, ups and downs. You're gonna want to quit many times. Like even to this day, some days I just feel like quitting, right? Like some days I feel like I just don't want to do this anymore. This is too much of a headache, right? We had I think like 3 or 4 deals just where the buyer just went MIA and it was just I was just it makes you frustrated, right? When deals just you think you're gonna close and end up not closing. But it's a roller coaster. You're gonna want to get quit many times, and the way to stay motivated is get around people in the business doing deals, closing transactions, uh stay motivated, right? You have to look at the end goal. The end goal is one day I'm going to hire people, one day I'm going to mentor people. If you don't want to be a mentor, that's up to you, but I love giving and helping people and just I've had someone reach out to me like, hey, I've been listening to you for like 5 or 6 years, I've never even met or heard, he's never even called me, and like he's been closing deals just from our trainings that are free, right? So I love helping people, mentoring people, but you can outsource through hiring, right? So I think the way to get through the ups and downs and the days you want to quit is hiring employees, number one, or mentoring others, splitting profits on deals, right? That's what we do. We mentor others, we teach you everything we know, we split profits on deals. But you can do that through hiring, right? So keep the end goal in mind. Like one day I'm not going to have to make 30 direct to owner offers every week. I'm going to hire somebody to do that for me, and I'm going to start mentoring people that are going to do that for me. And eventually, if you outsource well, you should be just like logging into your inbox and seeing 5, 6, 7, 8 deals that you have to review and make sure they're good deals to set an offer, right? Like that's kind of like how my day goes is I wake up, I have 7, 10 deals that I have to look at every day and analyze, and we send offers, right? So keep the end in mind is the way to get through the hard times. Like one day I'm gonna be hiring people, and one day I'm gonna be mentoring people, helping other people. One day, so I'm not gonna have to do everything myself anymore, right? And then employees it, and that's key is like it's all about like how many offers per day, right? Like by yourself I can make, so for me to have an extra 30 to 60 hours of work that I put in a month, that's gonna be take me, all my free time, right? But eventually, when I hire somebody, they're going to be putting in those 30 hours of work in, right? And then I hire a second person. Now I have two people putting in 30 hours of work in. Then I start mentoring two people, and then those two people, you have maybe an agreement with them and say, hey, I teach you everything I know, and we split profits on deals. And all of a sudden now you have four people on your team putting in the 30 hours or the 30 offers per month for you, right? And then that's way, and then eventually you have tons of deals under contract. Like we have, I think, between the listings and the wholesale deals, I think we have like close to 30 plus plus deals currently under contract, or half of them are about to be in closing. So that's where you want to be, is like you have a lot of deals under contract, and if one deal doesn't sell, you're not worried because you have the next deal. You have 10 other deals that are going to close, right? So creative real estate investing, I think, is absolute best business to get started because there's really no capital investment. There's really no, you don't have to have great credit. What you do have to have is hustle. You do have to have is some time, some energy, effort. What you do have to have is being able to have a thick skin where you're okay getting rejected. You're okay with, if you're someone that's uh easily flustered, where someone says something bad to you and then it ruins your whole day. This business is going to be hard for you, right? This is a sales business, right? Uh you have to sell people, right? So if there's any questions at all, let me know if you guys have any questions that do come up. But what we do is we mentor people, we help people, we handhold people. Um, with all today's systems and technology and that's out there, it's just crazy. Like there's no reason that you shouldn't be closing deals, right? Like we use softwares that have unlimited amount of skip trace leave with phone numbers, right? Like you guys, for you to get started for free, like there's websites called PropWire, right? You can go on PropWire right now, get all the tax delinquent leads in your area and start contacting them. What's crazy is that I went on an appointment today for the first time in a while, like meeting an actual landlord or seller. I haven't done that in years. Um, and it took me literally 20, no, it was literally like 10 minutes of contacting sellers to get that appointment. And all I did was I went on Facebook Marketplace, I went to the for rent section, and I started contacting landlords that have a property for rent. I just said, hey, uh, I see your property for rent. Are you interested? Like you can say, are you interested in renting to a corporation that's looking to also purchase the home? If that's something that interests you, we can meet at the property. And then boom, I just sent five, six, seven messages, same text message to maybe three, four, five landlords, and all of a sudden I have an appointment. I met the seller at the property, and he wants to do the deal. He wants to do Airbnb with his property, and it was very simple. It was very easy. So I can show you guys. So you see, I sent messages on this property. So I said I met this guy today. I'm not sharing my screen here. So I met this guy today at 4 at his property, and we basically uh sealed the deal. He wants to move forward, do Airbnb, and he has two properties. And we think that we can make at least 800 to 1,000 on both properties. So it took me literally like 15 minutes, and it was like a 25-minute drive from my house. And that 25-minute drive plus 15 minutes, plus I was talking to him for about an hour, 25-minute drive back. So that was an hour 15 plus the drive. So you're probably looking at about close to 2 hours of work. And 2 hours of work could equal 1,600 a month to $2,000 per month in profit, right? So this is just my communication with him. That happened today. I just So it's very simple to find, in my opinion, to find leads, seller leads, and where's my screen? There it is. And we have access to so much stuff. Like I had a went on Furnish Finder is a good website as well. Like if you're looking to do rent to owns Airbnbs, go to furnishfinder.com, go to Zillow.com for rent section, go to Craigslist.com for rent, go to Facebook Marketplace, I just said, for rent. And then you can even go to we use a software called Deal Machine for our students. But propwire.com, you can go to tired landlords that own properties and you can start contacting them for rent to owns Airbnbs. There's just unlimited amount of leads to call today, and it's just crazy the technology we have to do deals today. So I believe there's actually no reason for anyone not to be doing deals today. Like it's just if you're not doing deals, you're probably just not contacting enough people every day. Like literally, it took me, like I said, it took me 15 minutes today of my time, and uh, like I said, an hour conversation with the guy, 25-minute drive there and back. So 2 hours of my time, and I have a potential Airbnb that he hasn't signed yet because we just want to verify confirmation the HOA allows Airbnbs in the area. But if he says yes, they do allow, he said they do allow it, and there's other Airbnbs there. We just want to, there's like three or four other Airbnbs that we saw in the community, but we just want to confirm and make sure, right? But if he does say yes, then that's boom, that's 2,000 a month, $24,000 a year in profit just from 2 hours of work. And that's what you can do with the creative real estate investing is 2 hours of work, $1,000 a month. 2 hours of work, another $500 a month. 2 hours of work, another $5,000 deal closed. But if you need more one-on-one hand-holding, we do mentorship and partnership. We have like a 90-minute presentation on how it works. But the goal is to help you. If you're a struggling wholesaler or struggling realtor that's just transactional based, you stress about closing deals every single month, and this is the way. Like do your wholesale deals, do your listings still, but at the same time, pick up cash flowing properties where you can go from 0 to 10 grand a month, hopefully in the next 12 months. We do provide unlimited skip trace leads, unlimited funding as well. We have that partnership with our hedge fund, unlimited support. So go to kingdomracademy.com and check out the video. It's like a new, if you've seen it before, I just updated recently, added our hedge fund partner, and then also added a software that we're using with our team called Deal Machine that does has all the leads and the property data and comps that you can comp properties in seconds, right? So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Reach out to me about any of that. But today, what we do every time is I just like to talk about my faith, talk about Jesus because he changed me inside out from reading his word and transformed me, and I think it's my duty to tell others about him, right? So Matthew 5:33-37 is talking about oaths. Like if you say something, say you're going to do something, you should do it. Again, you have heard that it was said, people long ago do not break their oath, but fulfill the Lord the vows you have made. But I tell you, do not swear an oath at all, either by heaven, for it's God's throne, or by earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of a great king. But do not swear by your head, for you cannot make even one hair white or black. All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. So this is very important. It's like not only for your spiritual life, but your character, reputation. Stay true to your word, right? And this is very important in business. Your word is important. Like if you're out there in business, lying to people and you tell them you're going to do this, this, and this, and you never do it, you're going to be out of business really fast, right? The word gets around, your reputation gets ruined, and all of a sudden, nobody wants to do business with you because you're a liar, because you don't say what you're going to do, right? When you say you're going to do something, do it. Even small things like that's what I try to do is like even little things. Like I told my nephew, hey, we're gonna go to the beach, right? And next Saturday, right? And then Saturday comes up and I'm hoping he doesn't call me, right? But even the small things that you say you're gonna do it because it also will affect the big things, right? Like the huge things, right? So that builds your character. If you say you're going to do something, do it. And your character and reputation is important. It's important in business that you're branding yourself, right? Like I always say, pick a market, like choose. Like you can't be all over the place. You got to choose one market, stay in that market until you've contacted every seller, every for rent section, every distress list, every lead in that area, so everyone knows who you are. Everybody in the area in your market should know your name, should got an offer from you, should got a text from you, a call from you. Everyone should know what you do in that area, right? And if you're out there, in that market, lying to people, stealing, not fulfilling your word and what you said, you're going to be quickly out of business, right? You're not going to have a business. Yeah, maybe you'll close a couple deals, maybe you'll make 20, 30, 40, even $100,000. But guess what? Future business won't come to you because word gets around fast, right? So that's how I've stayed in business is just, hey, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, right? And if I say that, hey, uh this is how it works, this is what we're gonna do. I stick to my word and do it, right? And that's what you need to do is build your brand, build your reputation, and stay true to your word. Stay true. You say you're gonna do something, do it. And even, the littlest things, right? The small things you say you're gonna do it, right? Because that's gonna test you even on the big things. So something serious comes, you've been doing everything you say you're gonna do, and all of a sudden something big comes and you do it because of your work, right? And that's your character, your reputation. That's very important, right? So so yeah, build your brand in your area and build your everyone should know who you are. Everyone should know your business. Everyone should know your name. Everyone should know uh got an offer from you, right? So in business, you should be going to real estate meetup groups. You should be going in your area. You should be going to every single real estate event possible that could be a potential uh lead that you can build your brand, right? And that's and it's small circles, right? Like if you go to Chicago real estate meetups and you say my name, I'm probably pretty sure everyone knows who I am, right? And and uh and that's because I built my brand, right? I built my reputation of who I am, right? So stay true to your word. Um, don't lie, stay true to the word of God, right? Like the reason I read the Bible, scriptures of the Bible every week is because um it changed me, it transformed me, like who I am. Like before I used to do this and then now I don't do that anymore because it transformed me, right? And reading stuff like this, like, don't lie. Like if you say something you're gonna do it, right? Like don't uh change your vows on what you vowed to someone else. If you have questions, reach out. Is my number, my email. Reach out to me if you guys have any questions. You can also DM me on Facebook if there's any questions in the group. We're gonna be live in Kingdom REI Academy in like about 7. So we'll be live in Kingdom REI Academy. So hope to see you members there in the Facebook group. We're going to end in prayer. Just want to thank God for all his blessings, giving us his word and giving us just all this abundance that we have all over this world. And we just thank you for all your blessings and we ask for your favor over everyone listening, your favor in our businesses and our relationships and everything we do. In Jesus' name we ask and we pray. Amen. So we will be back. We're going to be doing this every 2 weeks now because I want to get back out there, meeting sellers, going on appointments, and we're gonna do it. Try to record a lot of content doing that. Like, hey, we're at the appointment here, and we're meeting with the seller, and we're gonna be recording content, and also maybe getting the sellers to talk a little bit about, why they met us, why they signed an agreement with us. So we're gonna do that and just show you that it is possible to close a lot of deals in this market. So God bless. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And we'll see you in the members in the Kingdom Art Academy Facebook group.